Todd, if you are new here, go ahead and say hello, drop your name. I'd love to connect and get to know you better. If you are catching me live, drop a hashtag live. If you're catching this on the replay, drop a hashtag replay. I'm so excited to be here. I've been out of commission for a couple of weeks with a lower back injury, but all is good. I'm healing and feeling so much better. But I wanted to come on today and really talk to you guys about building your empire, right? Building an amazing business and company for yourself. And I want to talk a little bit about, what that entails, how you can get to your six figures, how you can get to your seven figures and build $1 million business for yourself. So we're going to talk about some of the challenges that I've come up against, and we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do to overcome them and how to stay grounded and continue growing. Thanks for dropping a hashtag live. Anybody else tuning in, go ahead and let me know. Drop your name in the chat, say hello so I can see who you are, and let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm in California, so it's about 7:43 p.m. here, my time, so I know it's late for some of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead and talk about entrepreneurship, your businesses. Let me know in the comments what type of business you have, and we want to look at what you're in this for, right? So are you starting your business because you want a quick result, you want to hit your first 10K, right? Or are you building a foundation? You're in this for the long haul. Your game plan is to be making six figures, multiple six figures, or even over $1 million in business every year. And a lot of people come into the entrepreneurship space like, I want to do this, I want to be a coach, I want to do all these amazing things, I want to sell these amazing products. And as soon as things don't go the way that they want them to, they're out, right? And so what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about my story, my journey, some of the things that we've been up against. And today I created a story today. I wasn't in the stories by face, but I got a lot of conversation and communication around this in the DMs. And the reason for that is I had to leave today to go pick up my husband, and I had to help him out. So he has a trucking business, and he has, since the pandemic, he's acquired 6 trucks, I believe, within year 1 of his business, and that's considered excessive growth, right? So a company on that level is definitely doing over $1 million, multiple millions in revenue every single year. And so, yes, this can be exciting for many of us, and that's what we want. We want to get to that level, but it comes with a lot of problems. And the reason I bring this up is if you're starting on a small scale, and the minute you go on social media and you make a post and you don't get a client, you're upset. You want to quit your business. We're talking about real challenges that are going to come up when you build a 7-figure business, okay? And this is something that I've excelled in. And so I'm going to talk about some of the different businesses that I've created, some of the challenges that I've been up against, and most importantly, what I've done to just kind of stay in the game of being an entrepreneur. And you should and can too, so go ahead and tune in. So we talked about that excessive growth, and that can be a problem. That can be exciting, but it can be a problem. And I want to talk a little bit about that story, and then I'm going to jump into my businesses. So there's a little device in the trucks, and I live in Southern California, and so people are notoriously stealing these devices out of the trucks, and without it, you cannot drive the vehicle. Now, this is something that's not super expensive. It's under $1,000, if you needed to get that replaced or purchase it at the dealership. We're talking about hundreds of dollars. Well, because of the pandemic and everything that's going on now, if some of you guys may know, if you've had to get car repairs, like your car's staying in the dealership longer, for example, right? It may be hard. You see shelves in the stores that are not even stocked. So in this particular case, in order to get this, there's so much theft going on, you would have to spend like $4,000 to acquire one. So we've had 3 of these stolen out of the trucks within the past, I think, like month and a half. So that's like $12,000 of revenue, of profit, revenue, money that we have to take out of the business unexpectedly, right? And so these are the kinds of things that you want to be prepared for. Like when some big blow comes at you in business, whether you're running a 6-figure business, a 7-figure business, or even if you've just got one client or you've just got your first sale, what are some of the things that you're going to come up against, and how are you going to handle them? Are you going to quit? Are you going to say, oh, I don't want to do this, right? And we also want to look at what are some things that you can do to ensure longevity of your business, or it may mean that you expand, create another business. It may mean that you might be going back to work while you work on your entrepreneurship journey. Some of you guys may already be doing that. So I really want to talk about this because I see so many people who just give up because, again, they're not making the money that they want to make. So now I want to talk a little bit about some of the issues that can come up in business and the mindset that you have to have as an entrepreneur. So one of the very first businesses that I had was a durable medical equipment business called DME. So if you've ever heard these companies that they sell wheelchairs and crutches and things like that. Well, here in California, the industry was booming back in the day. If you had contracts with hospitals and you were getting customers or patients their equipment from Medi-Cal, right? But in order for you to have Medi-Cal or Medicare, you had to actually be approved by the government to be able to take that type of insurance. Now, when I opened this business, I knew that this was going to be a long process. I didn't start this business because, hey, I want to just make money tomorrow. I start my businesses with the ultimate goal that I want to make money. I want to have lifelong success and income for my household, right? And create impact for my family. Now, in order for you to get approval by Medi-Cal and Medicare, there is like a 1-year wait list. Now, at the time, I was still in grad school. I was in corporate America and I was making 6 figures. I was making over $100,000 a year. I had to lease a physical location and I had to pay an employee to be there pretty much, I think it was 6 to 8 hours a day during normal business hours. And I knew that going in. This is the investment that I'm going to make until they come out and do their inspection, which could be at any time between now and 12 months. Okay? Now, this is a risk that I was willing to take. I knew that I was going to be in this for the long haul. I was willing to pay my staff, pay for my overhead, because I wasn't looking for a quick result, right? I was looking for what type of business can I have that's going to bring in income for the long term that I enjoy doing that's going to sustain me, okay? So that's one of the businesses that I actually started. Okay, so you can see here, like, again, what I want to say is, like, you don't just go into business like, oh, I'm going to make these investments and I'm going to make all this money in the first, 1 to 2 months. It doesn't always work like that. So really, like, being invested in building your empire is so crucial. So I also want to talk about my hair company. So I grew my hair company to a point where we generate over $1 million annually in revenue. Okay? Again, it didn't happen overnight. There were a lot of challenges. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about. You need to have so many things in place. One of the things that I'm big on is team building. So I'm able to go in and really assess what you need to have in a business for you to have future longevity and success, right? So I know that we need X amount of money, we need X amount of time, and we're going to scale up. This is what I excel at. But there are going to be challenges. There's never going to be, oh, I started this business, it was so easy. Like, people like to make you guys believe that because they want you guys to buy their services, right? But you have to be prepared for your big result. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you own this business? Why do you sell what you sell? What are you in this for? What is your why? What is your reason, right? And you want to build an empire. You don't want to just build like, oh, I made a few $1,000s. Yes, I'm excited. You got to put in the work. So a couple things that happened to me along the way was embezzlement. So I had an employee embezzle from me, and it was embarrassing as F. It was embarrassing. And so this only made me stronger because now it's like, okay, Star, you're slipping. What do you have to do to actually put protocols in your business to avoid this from happening again? Instead of saying, I'm going to close this business down. I just took a massive loss of tens of thousands of dollars, like multiple tens of thousands of dollars, right? No, I had to keep going. I had to keep going. And I had to even hire a private investigator to investigate this young lady. And she actually was silly enough to write a written, I don't know what you call it, like a written confession with the private investigator that I hired once he approached her. So, I mean, it's been some crazy things. Now, with that being said, I've also had robberies in my business where it's like my product was completely taken. Now, if you're running a brick and mortar like I have in the past, people think like, oh, you have insurance, you're all good. Well, that insurance may not pay out right away. You still have overhead, you still have your daily things, you have customers that are coming to your place to buy every single day. And so there can be these little things that people think about can literally take you out of business, or that you may not, that you may not think about or be prepared for, okay? So you always want to be as prepared as possible. So can you save a certain amount of reserves? Do you have to take out a loan? Do you need to have a team to help you sustain your business? There's a lot of different elements and factors that go into building a successful empire. It's not just a simple, I have a VA, or I'm going to make $5,000, or I'm going to get a $2,000 client, right? No, we're in this for the long game. Let me check my comments. Hey, Angel from San Diego. Someone says that's been me. Hi, Edith. Great to have you on. Great. So again, let me know what you guys are working on in your business. Okay, so back to my hair company. So I've also had internal audits, right? And I wasn't prepared for those because that meant that I had to hire an attorney and have additional expenses. So again, like when you're building these businesses, you just want to be prepared for the unexpected. You want to be prepared that things can and will occur in business, but you can rise to the occasion and have success. Now, when I was in college, I was a real estate agent and I sold property. And although I was under a broker, it's almost like having your own business, right? You have to market yourself. You have to go out there and get connections, whether you're going to be a buyer's agent and connect with people who are interested in buying property, whether you're going to be a listing agent. Now, I could easily just go get my license, went and got my license and said, okay, I'm a real estate agent, tell my family and friends, and that's it, not make any money. Well, that's not what business is about. Business is about getting your company or yourself, your brand out there, letting people know that you exist. How can you market yourself? Okay, so for me, as you guys know, I have an audience on Facebook. I have a Facebook community of over 70,000 people. What can you do to build your foundation? When I sold real estate, guess what I did? I got connected with government agencies that would issue people certifications so that they can get actual down payments towards their homes. I became a guest at those events and I would answer questions. I provided a way, an opportunity for myself to generate leads where people were able to know, like, and trust me. So what are you doing in your business to be the authority? What are you doing in your business to assure that you're getting leads coming in? What are you doing in your business to have a sales process so that you actually get sales? And again, we are in this for the long term of building your financial freedom and your empire. I am the type of person, I love luxury things. You guys probably know that about me by now. And I have no shame about that, okay? You get to have whatever it is that you want, but you've got to put in the work, okay? Whether that be travel, sending your kids to private school, buying luxury, luxury vehicles, being able to have luxury handbags, go to fine dining, doing things that maybe you didn't get to do or even experience with your family, okay? These are the things that you can do when you are successful and you put in the work and you build a foundation and you build a solid business for yourself. Now, I want to talk about your dedication, perseverance, not giving up. It's not an option. I literally just shared with you multiple business ventures that I've had. I've had an Etsy shop that did 6 figures online for a couple years in a row. And guess what? The product that I sold was a trending product. So I got into the market at the right time and it was trending. But at some point, it was a fad. It phased out. I had my other business to sustain me. So what is it that you can do to keep the momentum going of being an entrepreneur? Are you just going to give up because something failed? Are you just going to give up because the business model is no longer working? The economy has shifted. Your business product that you sold was trending at the time, but it's no longer, something that people desire. You have to move with the trends that are happening in your marketplace, okay? So what are some things that you can do? Well, I focus on building my strengths. I am a firm believer in education, and no, you do not have to have degrees to be a successful business owner, but for me, it helped. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, I have my master's degree in business administration, and I leverage the heck out of that to actually grow multiple businesses that have all had success. Majority of them have had success for me at one time or another. Now, you can go out and you can learn a skill, you can learn a trade. Maybe you already have something. What can you add to your current skill set, and how can you make yourself of more value? I'll give you a couple of examples. Facebook has certification. You can actually take a test and become certified to actually learn how to run Facebook ads. Now you add that to your agency, or if you're a VA and you're just creating graphics, now you can run ads for businesses. Now you can charge $2,000 a month, anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 a month to run ads for people. Now you've added something to your skill set, right? So that you can stay relevant in the marketplace, so that you can actually start increasing your income and your revenue, okay? They also have community certification for community building and community management. That means that you can learn how to build a Facebook group just like I did and learn how to manage them and even generate income from them, or help your clients do that. And I'm just like brainstorming and throwing some ideas out there, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that there's so much that you can do to become a successful business owner. So even with my hair company, I started with a location, I added another location, I opened up the Shopify store later, I have the e-commerce, okay? So I'm constantly adding to my income streams and my income sources. My coaching business, I started with one-on-one coaching. I then transitioned into group coaching, low-ticket packages. I then transitioned into high-ticket group coaching packages. I now also have a platform all-in-one where you can actually, for a low rate, you can actually have unlimited websites, unlimited funnels, automations, email campaigns, text messages, and so much more. But this is bringing me recurring income to my business. So I really want you to think about your strengths and what you can be adding to build up a successful business. Now, the other thing that I see, and I love talking about teams, I excel at working with teams, building teams, managing teams. It's so important for you to have a team. You don't have to have a big team. I'm not here to scare you. I don't want you to feel like, oh, sorry, I don't want to manage people. Well, I'm not saying that you have to love managing people. You can have a very small team that's going to help you triple your income. I can never have generated over $1 million in sales annually without a team. I could not do that by myself. As I mentioned today, if you want to take a look at my stories, we talked about like the hits that my husband has taken. I showed you guys how he's had this exponential growth and how he got 6 trucks within 1 year of business, right? Again, a team. Can my husband drive 6 trucks? No, he has to have drivers. So what can you do to expand and grow your business? Okay, so you're not in this for a quick dollar, and that's where I want you to go with this, with your mindset, with all your actions and what you're doing in your business, okay? I want you to build a foundation for yourself and know that you're building an empire. You are building a true empire. So if you have questions, you're ready to grow your business, you're ready to build a team, you really want to work with someone who could support you in your journey, and you understand that this is a process, then go ahead and send me a DM. I would love to talk to you about the different ways that I can support you. All right, so ladies, if you have any questions, go ahead and send me a message as well. I would be more than happy to tell you more about my journey. So you guys have an amazing Thursday night. It was so happy seeing you guys. And for those of you guys catching the replay, please drop a hashtag replay, and you're welcome to send me a DM as well. I'll also drop my calendar link in the chat too. If any of you guys want to hop on a call and you have questions about, growing your business and you need support, then I'll be happy to assist you. Have a great day.